Did you know that if tomatoes aren't stored properly, they can get moldy, rot, and lose their flavor in just a few days? Such a waste, right? But don't worry, today I'm going to share 3 super simple tips to help with that. I've been using these methods for over 10 years, and they've helped me make a delicious sauce that everyone loves. No preservatives, no fancy equipment, just a few everyday ingredients and a little care. And you'll have jars of fresh, flavorful tomatoes that stay crisp, sweet, and full of their natural taste, ready for any dish, any time of year. Let's get started. I think once you try these tips, you won't want to go back. Oh, don't forget to choose your preferred language. This video already has subtitles in multiple languages. First, prepare the amount of tomatoes you need. Then, get a clean basin of water, add 1 spoon of baking soda, and stir it well with your hand. Gently place the tomatoes in and soak them for 3-5 minutes to loosen the dirt stuck on the skin. After that, I will wash the tomatoes thoroughly. Continue rinsing them under running water to make sure they are completely clean before cooking. After washing, take them out and place them in a colander to drain. I will cut the tomatoes into bite-sized pieces to make them easier to cook and store. Where are you watching this video from? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know. It's always such a joy connecting with folks from all around the world. Once the tomatoes are cut, I place them all into a large bowl. Next, I get a bunch of fresh dill and a bunch of parsley. Feel free to swap in other herbs if you prefer. I chop the herbs into manageable pieces, and don't throw away the stems. They're packed with flavor and nutrients. Set those aside on a plate. Then I take 1 onion and slice it thin. Next up, I slice a few cloves of garlic nice and thin. Garlic adds a lot of flavor and helps with preserving the tomatoes too. I place the sliced garlic into a small bowl and get everything ready for the next step. I use 2 clean, dry glass jars. First, I drop a few slices of garlic into the bottom, then add a few whole black peppercorns. Next, a layer of herbs, a layer of tomatoes, then some onion slices. Keep layering like that until the jar is full. The final layer should be garlic on top. Now, I pour boiling water into the jars until they're full. Seal the lids tightly and let them sit for 15 minutes. This step gently heats all the ingredients and helps lightly sterilize everything. After 15 minutes, I pour all the water from the jars into a pot. This will be the base for our sauce. Bring the water to a boil. Next, add 2 tablespoons of salt and 2.5 tablespoons of sugar to the pot. Stir the mixture well until everything is fully dissolved. Then continue boiling for a few more minutes. When the mixture starts to boil, pour 1 tablespoon of vinegar into each jar. Then immediately pour the boiling mixture over the arranged tomatoes, making sure they are fully covered. After that, tightly seal the lids and turn the jars upside down to check for a proper seal. When preserved this way, the tomatoes can be stored in a cool, shaded place, no fridge needed, and they'll keep for up to a year. Have you tried this tip yet? I'd love to hear what you think. Moving on to tip 2. I start by placing the cleaned and well-drained tomatoes into a sterilized glass jar. Now, I pour boiling water into the jar until the tomatoes are completely covered. I seal the lid tightly and let it sit for about 10 minutes. This helps gently soften the tomatoes and gives everything a light initial sterilization. While I wait, I prepare the garlic, about 10 to 15 cloves, sliced or minced depending on your preference. Garlic adds that signature flavor to pickled tomatoes and also helps preserve them thanks to its natural antibacterial properties. After 10 minutes, I open the jar and pour all the soaking liquid into a pot. This will become the base for the sauce. Into the pot, I add 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of whole black peppercorns, and if you like, 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seeds. Then I stir in 3 to 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. Feel free to use less if you prefer a milder flavor. And 2 teaspoons of 9% white vinegar. I give everything a good stir and bring it to a boil. The result is a rich, tangy sauce with a bold garlic and spice aroma. Once the sauce reaches a rolling boil, I carefully pour it back into the jar of tomatoes, making sure the liquid fully covers the tomatoes. Right away, I screw the lid on tightly and double-check for any leaks. If everything looks sealed properly, I wrap the jar in a towel to retain heat and let it cool down completely in a well-ventilated area. Once cooled, the jar can be stored at room temperature, ideally under 7 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 degrees Celsius. After about 1 to 2 weeks, the tomatoes will start to absorb all the flavors, becoming crisp, fragrant, and slightly sweet and tangy. These garlic pickled tomatoes are perfect with grilled meats, tossed into salads, or served as an appetizer at family meals or casual get-togethers. Don't skip tip 3 if you want your tomatoes to stay fresh even longer. First, slice the tomatoes in half. Pre-cutting them like this is super convenient, especially when you need to whip up a quick tomato sauce, stir-fry, or stew. You might not know this, but tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that may help lower the risk of heart disease, prostate cancer, and even support healthy skin. Ever since I learned that, I've made sure to include tomatoes in my meals, and pre-cutting and freezing them has saved me a lot of time for my family. Once they're all diced, I portion the tomatoes into small Ziploc bags. This way, I can use just what I need each time without having to thaw a whole batch. Keep dividing the tomatoes evenly until you've packed them all. At this point, you can use a straw to suck the air out of each bag before sealing. This helps prevent freezer burn and keeps the tomatoes fresher for longer. Now, just place the bags into the freezer for storage. With this method, your tomatoes can stay fresh for 3 to 6 months, while keeping all their flavor and quality. And that's the end of the video. Do you remember the 3 tomato storage tips I just shared? Be sure to save them and share with your friends. How about you? How do you usually store your tomatoes? Leave me a comment. I'd love to learn from you too. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel to support me. I'll be sharing more handy tips every day. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.